Okay, nutrition and COVID-19. Uh, First of all, we will discuss why this topic, nutrition COVID-19. As you all know, there is no treatment or cure or prevention for this COVID-19 or novel coronavirus infection. People around the globe are working on the development of different antivirals, vaccines, but up till now there is no treatment or cure or prevention. But uh, also there are no immune boosters or no supplements that can have a preventive that can be used as a treatment measure for COVID-19. But nutrition has a key role in tackling the COVID-19 infection. A good nutrition is very important. Uh, is very important for the improvement in the outcomes of COVID-19 infection for different patients. If people are taking good nutrition, the outcome that can be improved from this infection. And in this video we will discuss the basic concept of nutrition. What is nutrition, what is nutrient, what is energy, and then we will discuss the nutritional guidelines for adults given by the WHO during this COVID-19 pandemic. Nutrition is very recently developed science. It is basically a combination of two subjects, biochemistry and physiology. And Anthony Levizor is considered to be the father of nutrition. And good nutrition is always related to the good health, and it is also related with the better immune system. Nutrition is basically, it is the utilization of different kinds of nutrients, and utilization starts from intake or ingestion. So from ingestion to excretion, all these five processes: ingestion, digestion, metabolism, absorption and excretion, this comes under the umbrella of nutrition, and these all processes are discussed in this subject. Next is, what is nutrient? Nutrient is any substance, anything that has physiological importance for individuals, that is needed for the different physiological functions of the body, like anything that is needed for the survival, for the maintenance, for the growth, and for the reproduction of an individual. That is a nutrient. Broadly speaking, we can categorize these nutrients into two categories or types. Number first are the macronutrients, and the second one, these are the micronutrients. So first of all, we will discuss these macronutrients. Macronutrients are those kinds of nutrients which are required daily in larger quantities, in larger amounts. These are four types of macronutrients: water, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. Lipids in which fats and oils, waxes and phospholipids are included. Now if we see, water is the most important nutrient of all these nutrients. Water is required daily in larger amounts, and there are basically three sources of water. Number first, water, drinking water, and second one, this is the water that are present in foods and vegetables and fruits, and third one is the metabolic water that is produced during the metabolism from the oxidization of different kinds of organic matter inside the body. And water has most important functions inside our body, and that acts as a medium that is important during the transportation of different kinds of nutrients. Temperature regulation, water has a very important role in temperature regulation, and water has a very important role in removal of different kinds of wastes. Now the carbohydrates, also called saccharides. Basically there are three types of carbohydrates: monosaccharides, oligodisaccharides and polysaccharides. simplest sugar, the simplest carbohydrate, these are monosaccharides, for example, glucose, fructose, galactose. Then disaccharides, the combination of two simple units, for example, sucrose and lactose. Then polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are the complex carbohydrates. These are basically they have structural role in plant cell walls, like cellulose, that is a polysaccharide. Starch is also a polysaccharide, and then glycogen that is stored inside our liver, that is also a polysaccharide. Next important macronutrient, essential macronutrient, that is protein. Protein is found throughout our body, including these from bones to muscles, from hair to skin. Proteins are present, and proteins are made up of 20 plus building blocks. We call them amino acids, like valine, threonine, methionine, lysine, leucine, isoleucine, tryptophan. And daily requirement of proteins in adults, it's approximately 50 to 70 grams. Proteins, there are two kinds of sources for proteins: plant origin and animal sources. Both are equally important, because plant sources are deficient in some, are deficient or have lesser amounts of different kinds of amino acids, and animal sources are also deficient in different kinds of amino acids. So both these sources of proteins are very much compulsory from nutrition point of view. And effects of protein deficiency results in different kinds of problems, like growth failure, loss of muscle mass, and decreased immunity, because proteins are present inside our body, and they are performing different kinds of function, like hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is also a protein. It has important role. It has a key role in carrying oxygen to the parts of the body. And then immunoglobulins are also proteins, and immunoglobulins or antibodies have a distinct role in immunity. And then different kinds of enzymes are also proteins. Enzymes are protein in nature, and they have also different functions inside our body. Next class of macronutrients is lipids. Heterogeneous group of compounds that are actually or potentially related to fatty acids, these are called lipids. Actually, these are concentrated sources of energy, and major types of lipids include fats, oils, waxes, phospholipids, and different kinds of steroids. They have several functions, like energy storage, protection, insulation, and these are precursors of different kinds of hormones. Still, what is energy? Energy, it is a property of these macronutrients. Basically, three macronutrients, property of three macronutrients is energy: proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids. And lipids are considered to be the concentrated source of energy, and carbohydrates, these are considered to be the instant source of energy. What are the macronutrients? Nutrients which are required daily in lesser amounts, these are called micronutrients. Their requirement in lesser amounts doesn't overshadow their importance, or this doesn't indicate their lesser importance. They are equally important as macronutrients, because different kinds of metabolic functions, different processes, these require these micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. Vitamins are organic compounds required in minute quantity. Earlier they were called as vital amines or unidentified growth factors, but now these are called vitamins, and based upon their solubility, there are two types of vitamins: water soluble, like B complex vitamin and vitamin C, and fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, and K. Here I am discussing vitamin C in detail. Vitamin C, or ascorbic acid, it is a potent antioxidant, oxidative cell injury, free radicals, in these kind of situations, vitamin C has a key role, and vitamin C also supports epithelial barrier function against different kinds of pathogens. And overall, a deficiency of vitamin C can be linked with the decreased immunity and increased incidence of different kinds of infections. And vitamin C is very important in prevention of different kinds of infection, particularly respiratory infections. And it is a immune boosting, you can say, super nutrient. Till now, we have discussed 5 kinds of nutrients like water, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and vitamins. These are all nutrients are organic in nature. Next, minerals. These kinds of nutrients are inorganic in nature. We can classify these minerals into 2 types: macro minerals and micro minerals. Minerals we require in larger quantities, and micro we require in lesser amounts. And minerals are also very important for the nutritional point of view. Now, what are the nutritional guidelines for adults during this COVID-19 pandemic? There are 6 guidelines given by the WHO. Number first, take plenty of fresh foods, vegetables and fruits, as these are rich in vitamins and different kinds of minerals. So these are very important as far as our immunity is concerned. Second one is the guideline, that is enough hydration. Drink plenty of clean fresh water. As earlier we have said that water is important in thermoregulation, temperature regulation. Water has a very key role. Third one, that is don't overcook your vegetables, as overcooking results in lots of vitamins. 4, take moderate amount of fats, and fats are also of 2 types: saturated and unsaturated. Saturated fats are actually unhealthier, and unsaturated fats, these are healthier for individuals, like avocado, like corn oil, like sunflower oil, like camel milk is also higher in unsaturated fatty acids, and as compared to other milks. Then number 5th is the cut your sugar and salt intake, as sugar intake is always related to obesity and other kinds of metabolic problems. And salts like sodium is very important. It is linked with high blood pressure, hypertension. So it is also a very important point. Number 6 is avoid eating out. Processed food, junk foods are, you can say, these foods high in calories you must avoid. In this presentation, we have discussed nutrition, nutrients, energy, and nutritional guidelines for adults given by WHO during this COVID-19 infection.